I don't say this lightly. This type of nutrition coaching software has never existed before, and it may be exactly what you need to take your nutrition coaching business to the next level. Today, I'm reviewing LogEat, an all-in-one nutrition coaching platform and software that nutrition coaches tell me all the time. It gives them everything they need to start nutrition coaching and stay organized. And today, I'm gonna show you how it works. The biggest reason why I get excited about a nutrition coaching software like LogEat is because it's an all-in-one solution. It gives you everything you need to nutrition coach. For the last 10 years, I've followed this system. I got my nutrition clients to track in a nutrition tracking app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, and then I got them to pull their data and put it into a shared sheet manually. This works, but it can be so much better. In reality, I just got really good at explaining to my clients what I needed from them and the expectations and what they needed to do instead of just using technology to make it all easier, which didn't really exist until LogEat came around, which is a seamless nutrition coaching software where I don't need to piecemeal everything together, like using Google Forms for an application and then using a tracker on the client side of things to collect nutrition information and to log their food intake, a Google Sheet for assessment and results, and then email communication, and then another form for weekly check-ins. This does all work, and trust me, I still do it sometimes, but it's way too jumbled, especially if eventually you want to scale your nutrition coaching business. Using a coaching software, it's going to be much more professional. It feels elevated. It's organized and all in one place. And think about how great this is. A nutrition tracker on the client side, that's amazing. It's above the industry standard in terms of its features and how it works. This app on its own, it's really good. But the game changer that all the coaching tools and coaching software is directly connected to that tracker, completely connected to the coaching dashboard. So no longer do you have to add your clients as friends on MyFitnessPal to see their logs. No more transcribing nutrition data manually, adding a bunch of friction to the process. Just a smooth, straightforward process. Let me show you how easy it is to set up a nutrition client on a plan. Okay, let me show you how easy this is to get started. Here I am on my coaching platform here. This is so smooth and really sets the tone for a professional coaching relationship. If I want to add a client, all I need to do, hit invite clients. I type their email or copy and paste it in here. I toggle on that one-on-one chat. If I'm going to put them on my coaching plan, I toggle this on, but again, on the free coaching plan, you're not going to need to do that. I can actually send them over next steps in forms through these automated forms that are completely customizable. If I'm going to send them over an application form right off the bat, I can do it this way. For some of these freer clients that I'm getting started or I'm kind of in that assessment phase with them, I could also do that outside of the app, but this is something that we can do, as well as send them over next steps through a mass message. So this can be an automated message. No need to look for the message you're gonna send or manually enter everything. All this stuff can be automated. Once they actually accept your invitation, they're gonna be an active client. You can see where they're at in the process, if they've read your messages, what they've started doing. Everything is seamless here in terms of clicking on their coaching profile, seeing what they've consumed so far for the day and their food levels. Everything is completely tracking side of things, synced to the coaching side of things, all in one place. You can send them over that welcome message. In my welcome message, I have them including some next steps, getting them tracking for 3 to 5 days where I can do an assessment. If you follow along with the Dr. Mark process in the past with the free nutrition report, I get them doing that before I start the actual assessment process. And then from there, I can do an assessment and I can set them up on a plan. To set them up on a plan and to change, their plan actual settings, go to plan settings, can edit plan, set them up on a new plan. This mirrors closely what you'll actually see with the client will see as they get started. So it collects some of that introductory information that's helpful in terms of their age, body weight, height, gender, those type of things. And then from there, we can manually set everything in terms of their activity levels, their energy expenditure based on how active they are. And then from there, we can manually adjust their goals as well as their plan. There's some preset plans here that can be helpful if your client wants to do something like keto and you're not that comfortable with it, or you can manually adjust them from there. Completely customizable. You're gonna have access to all this stuff, as well as on a weekly check-in basis, you can adjust the plan and then go from there. And everything is right here at your fingertips. This process is super smooth, completely customizable, and everything's right in front of you. So that's how you set up a nutrition client really seamlessly using LogEat. Here's why I enjoy using LogEat for my nutrition coaching. Other big training apps like have worked really hard at including nutrition coaching into their software, but it always kind of feels like an afterthought. Almost like they're trying to force nutrition into the training software because they realize it's the key to results. They understand why it's important. Maybe they're even trying to capitalize on the thing that matters most, but it's never seamless. It's never straightforward. It never really works. It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It's just not a perfect fit. But this LogEat software, it was designed for nutrition coaches in mind with the focus on nutrition. If nutrition coaching is your focus, it's the best thing out there. Now, here's what I love most about nutrition coaching with LogEat, especially if you're just getting started. When you're first getting started in nutrition coaching, you're figuring out how you want to coach and how you'll coach your clients. Are they going to focus on tracking calories and macros or just protein? Maybe you'll get them to stay away from the numbers and just snap photos and add notes about what they're eating, which may be good for clients with some disordered eating habits. Or maybe you want to focus on the behavioral side of things and getting your clients to track and put habits into place. Or how about mixing all of this together or different approaches from client to client? The LogEat coaching platform is completely customizable and you can toggle these things on and off from client to client. So if you're a client-centered coach, you're going to be able to work with any type of client and feel confident doing it with various approaches. This is about as one size fits all as it gets for nutrition coaches. And the customization, it doesn't end there. Many integrations with premium apps make it so that you're limited on how you can interact with the app. Take MyFitnessPal, for example. If you're setting your clients up on their macros, you basically have to teach them how to set their food targets. With LogEat, you can fully customize nutrition targets for your clients or assign them individualized habits. There's no need to teach them tricks or hacks to be able to do this or pay more to fully customize it. And you'll be able to deliver a more comprehensive coaching program to them because you can see a lot more about their nutrition. You're gonna have more detailed insight into their food choices, more than just the total macros they consumed, which is how it works with some of the more popular integrations. Instead, LogEat is gonna allow you to see everything. More details on their individual food choices, the top sources of nutrients consumed with over 40 plus nutrients logged. You can even edit their food log or create sample meal plan days. What you can do with this app and the coaching software, it's wild. If this is all sounding good, you have to give it a try. You're gonna find the link to get started completely free today at the first link in the description below. Now, do you wanna see me coach an actual client using this software? Check this out. All right, so now you're gonna watch me coach some actual clients. I can see all of my clients here on the actual client portal and coaching dashboard. I can see where all of them are at in terms of, are they tracking today? Have they been set up? Have we got things going? This is a client that I set up earlier last week with a nutrition plan, fat loss focused client, wants to drop some body fat and is already crushing it. Right from my coaching dashboard here, I can see all the results in terms of what's been going on for the last week, couple of weeks. Weight has already come down almost a full kilo since we started in a week, which is fantastic. And I can see everything that's going on with him and his progress. On a weekly basis, I can assign a check-in form to him. It can be the same one for all my clients. It could be an individual one. This is sent to him on Sundays. Every Sunday at 10 a.m., he's going to get the prompt to fill out the check-in form and check in with me. And then I address things. I have some different parameters here in terms of adherence, hunger and energy levels. Looks like everything is on the side of excellent. Going through things, describe any successes you had this week, consistency when circumstances weren't ideal. I can see that already in terms of how things are looking and things that are coming up for him. Social events with the family coming into town for a few days. So it sounds like we're gonna have to plan for that. Based on what I'm seeing here though, in terms of results, here are how things look since last Wednesday. Crushing his calorie targets. Fat is in check as well. This is like the model of consistency. So I'm just going to do, as I address these things, I can toggle back between the check-in form, the results, and his daily log seamlessly, which is one of the best things about this program. It's all at my fingertips and it's all interconnected, which is the coolest thing. When I respond to him, I'm going to do a loom to him with any changes and drop it into the chat. But if I'm using, and this is because I'm using the desktop version, if I'm using the mobile version, I can send him voice notes as well. So there's tons of opportunity to be able to communicate with the client and address things. Carbohydrates are in check as well. And if he's not having any issues with hunger energy levels, and I can take a look at his log and everything looks balanced. So he's hitting his numbers. He's eating a serving of fruit and vegetables, whole protein sources, whole food sources, each meal to meal. So everything's completely balanced. He's just crushing it. So we're going to keep the plan the same, but I'll probably within my loom address some things for social eating and getting prepared. So just some action steps around that. If it was continuing to be an issue, maybe that's something that we need to balance with a habit, or I could assign that to him if it's something that we've got to continue to work on. But for now, we're keeping things the same, and it's nice to have all this stuff at my fingertips. So I personally will take a loom just like this, going over everything with the client, send it over to him within the chat. I won't make any changes to his food plan, but if I needed to, I could adjust that through the actual plan settings, and then we'll go from there. So easy to be able to coach a client this way. Now, if this all sounds good, I'm sure you're curious about how to get started. And the next question around that is pricing. LogEat has made it incredibly easy to start nutrition coaching with this software. Here's the situation I've seen literally hundreds of times training new nutrition coaches over the last 6 years. Many new nutrition coaches could benefit from using a professional coaching software, but it's an additional cost, right? Which is something you may want to avoid at the beginning, especially if you're just getting started. So you don't use one, and you never really elevate your coaching business and the professionalism. And since you never really take it to that next level, you stay stuck and never really grows. And your coaching never really gets past that point. Here's how LogEat is different. There's a free coaching plan, and you can coach unlimited clients for free under this plan. How does LogEat get paid? Well, your clients are gonna pay for the nutrition tracker, which isn't any different than any other premium tracking app like MyFitnessPal. That's just the industry standard. Now, the price for this is $14 a month, which when you compare it to MyFitnessPal at $20 per month, that's a steal. And they also have an annual plan for some cost savings. But if you wanna take on this cost for your clients, you can do that at a reduced rate. It'll be less money than it would be in the App Store. Past that, when you grow and you start taking on more clients, you can pay for them while you're charging more for a premium service to the client and just including the cost in the coaching service. If you want to go this route, you can get all the details for the full pricing down at the link below. But trying out LogEat's free nutrition coaching software is a great place to start and try out some nutrition coaching software. Now, if you're bringing clients onto this platform, I'm sure you want to know more about the actual nutrition tracker side of things, the client side of things. If you've been around the channel for a bit, you know I've tried out just about every nutrition tracking app there is out there. Rest assured that this tracker, it's as good as anything out there, especially with all the features that are included. So your clients, they're gonna love it, but you do wanna have confidence in recommending it, right? The best way to do that is to test it out and see how it compares to many of the other premium tracking apps that are out there. So you can feel confident in recommending it to your clients. The best way to do that is try it out for yourself and do some tracking. You can do that all completely under the free plan without having to add yourself as a client to see how this works. That's the best way to build confidence that this is the best option for your clients. And that's it, folks. LogEat is the first all-in-one nutrition coaching software. It's a complete game changer, and you can start working with nutrition clients for free. You'll find out how to do that by clicking the first link down in the description below. Try it out for yourself and let me know what you think. But as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'm gonna have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Let me show you the exact steps to go from zero, from scratch, all the way to 10K per month as a nutrition coach. I'm gonna show you those steps in this video right here. So check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.